Okay, hello everybody. I'm hopefully gonna try to get this in one take, but this is a review of having Oculus set for about 1 year. Actually, it's over a year. It's about a year and 3 or 4 months ish. I got this in February of 2021, I believe. Yeah, and it's been about more than a year now. So my review of the Oculus system, as far as this is the hardware kind of review of it a little bit, like not like Oculus system is great. It's $300 for a VR set that can do so much fun stuff like Beat Saber, Township Tale, which if you're watching this video, it's probably because you've played a Township Tale and you've seen my other videos about Township Tale. But and like I'm in a Township Tale right now. But this is my review of how is the piece of hardware after a year and 3 months of a lot of use. I've gotten maybe 1,000 or a couple thousand hours of gameplay out of this thing, and so far, I can tell you right now, the problems I have with it is the Guardian, which is like how you sense around you, um, the controllers, and those are like my two main problems, I think. Other than that, it's a fairly good piece of hardware for what you're buying, which is basically a glorified phone, really, because that's what this is basically, it's just a glorified phone. But with that said, oh yeah, also I have this in long ways because if you crop it down to be full screen, it actually loses a lot of dimensions. So you can just like see me walking around the game. I wish I could like do some other stuff, but I can't. So we're just gonna live with this. Okay, so the headset and the Guardian. After a year, it's actually about 9 months is when my Guardian started conking out a lot more. So I really periodically will lose my Guardian, and it's really a pain, and it sucks so bad because it's like, oh, I'm in the middle of like Pavlov and I'm like, killing some guys, and then I lose my Guardian, I die. It's like seriously, why did it lose its Guardian? I am in a blank, empty room that has plenty of room to play in. So why did I lose my Guardian? It's just that the Guardian sometimes breaks down, and you cannot play competitively when it breaks down. Like it's definitely not competitive built. Number two is the controllers. I have horrible Joy-Con drift. So right now I'm turning in game with the joystick, and it looks decent right now because I have the drift settings set pretty well. But if I use this controller, I walk decently backwards and side to side. But if I walk in a circular motion, you can see it gets jittery. It gets pretty jittery in like the corner areas, and that's after I calibrate it like 50 times to try to get it to work properly. The Joy-Con drift is absurdly horrible, and that started happening after 10 months of having the system. I have a current ticket open with Meta, the Oculus Meta stuff, to see if they can maybe help like replace or fix. Who knows, free or not? I will follow up with you guys on that. Is like, how can you replace your controllers for free or whatnot? Blah blah blah. I'll do a video on that another time. But the controllers barely last a year. They just break down if you're using them consistently. I know some people they've gone more than a year, but for me, it's manageable-ish. It's just not fun. Just not fun manageable. Like right now, I'm trying to walk forward. It's hard to walk forward. I can't walk straight that well. Like it just like and just think about in a game if you're like using a bow and arrow, how are you supposed to like keep moving and use your bow and arrow at the same time? Like I'm very agile of a person when I play the game. It's super hard to do these kind of things when you're playing, and it's all jittery. All right. So with that said, that's kind of like my two main complaints about the system. That like after a year, it does work. It feels like the Oculus set is only going to be a 2-year device. It should only last. I wish I could do 2. It's kind of hard. Oh, I could do 2 like that. It lasts 2 years, and that's basically it. So yeah, that's basically what I think this device is really, and it's kind of annoying how it's only like that. But that's just what you gotta deal with. I guess it's still manageable. Like I'm able to kill some of these monsters and such, and it's decent when you think about it. And this is the not PC VR. For some reason I have a hard time with PC VR, and I even have a hard time with casting. Oh, here's another issue with the system. I guess a third issue if I want to bring it up. Oh, he's flinging that thing away, far away. So my third issue with this thing is the casting of this system is awful. I have a dedicated router just for this Oculus headset and streaming and such. And even then, when I'm doing a Oculus game, not PC VR, it cannot easily connect to the oculus.com/casting. That's how I stream my at least my Oculus content, and it is awful. It will literally only it would take it, like, for example, this video, in order for me to set it up to click record and play, it took me about 15 minutes to set that up because of casting. It was awful. Like, I could not set it up, and it was just like, seriously, like, annoying. I don't it just, that should not be that painful to set up. Like, I literally can cast to Twitch and YouTube within seconds on my PC, and yet the Oculus cannot do anything. And look, right now I'm not touching the joysticks, and it's drifting. This is something I have to deal with half the time, and it's like really annoying. That's just an example of the things. Hopefully I'm facing the camera during this whole thing, but still. Okay, so that's like 3 problems I have. The Oculus headset is kind of, or the boundaries are awful. The controllers are awful. They only last like a year, 2 years if you really try to stretch it and treat it really well. And the casting system is awful. Those are like my 3 main complaints about it. Other than that, it's really a decent headset. It's $300 for, like, you know, a lot of time you can spend in it. Of course, my theory of time spent in video games and stuff is 1 hour per $1, and I've gotten way more than 300 hours out of the headset. I got 1,000 hours, and I got way more than 500 hours out of just a Township Tale. I will post another video about a Township Tale, and if the Township Tale is still worth it, or what you can do, like little, like, 1-year update since Oculus has come out, basically, or it came out on the Oculus. And you can expect that soon from me. I was just wanted to, like, let you guys know, like, a little bit of the things. I do think the set is still worth it. If you're trying to find a Oculus or a headset, it's cheap, it works. I really wish I could find a headset that has more field of view, but of course I gotta pay a few $1,000 to get something like that. And it's not wireless normally, but I like wireless. So that's kind of like my issues I have. I don't know. I just thought that maybe something like this will help people understand a little bit more. And yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and oh no, that's just the town hall. I thought that was like a new building. I'm like, wait, I never recognized that building over there. All right, I will see you all next time.